Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel so weird even just doing my intro. I have not filmed in 2 months, maybe more. I have really only done my makeup one time in the last 2 months. And when I say done my makeup, like actually gone in public with, my winged liner on. I didn't even put lashes on, but I have been going through it. A lot has been happening. I am in my new house. I sort of briefly talked about it. I want to say on Instagram. I'm not even sure if I did on community tab. It has just been a roller coaster. Not a fun one. The one where you're like, can I get off this ride? So I feel like things are settling a little bit. And I didn't want to come back and do a video until I knew that I was going to be able to commit to uploading weekly. I have made a lot of promises that I haven't been able to keep, and I'm so sorry, but I just want to thank you for understanding. And I know that I kind of repeat this. I feel like, since 2020, things have been pretty tough. And I know a lot of people feel that way, and we'll kind of talk about it today, but I just feel like ever since then, I have just been struggling. I've really talked about it pretty openly. And today I just wanted to give you an update on where I've been. You guys deserve that. I'm going to try to not be as long-winded as I usually am, although I am a rambler, so I'm going to do my best. But I also thought we could try some new makeup too. So I'm excited to jump back in. I will link everything down below in my description box, and I would love to chat with you guys in the comments. I really have missed you. And let's go ahead and get into trying new makeup, and Chatty, get ready with me. Before we start on the makeup, I want to talk about skin, and I also want to thank Nira Skin for working with me on today's video. They have an exciting new launch, and I was so excited when they reached out to me to try this product. I've actually heard a ton of people rave about the Nira lasers. They are the go-to brand for at-home laser treatments for wrinkles on your face, neck, chest, and hands, and they just came out with their brand new Nira Pro. Now this one has a larger tip, so you can treat your entire face in 3 minutes. So this uses the same non-fractional laser technology that dermatologists use. It heats the dermis without pain or discomfort, which produces collagen, and that is gonna help with evening your skin tone, wrinkles, sagging skin, and loss of elasticity. It's safe for all skin types in the comfort of your own home with no downtime. There's no pain, no redness. You could do this literally anywhere. You could have this in your bag. You could do it before bed, in the morning, literally whenever. It is the fastest at-home FDA cleared laser treatment that is clinically proven to reduce fine lines and wrinkles. So for me, my problem areas are the crow's feet around my eyes. I've never had Botox in my crow's feet, and I'd prefer not to. A bigger issue for me is my nasolabial folds. I feel like as I get older, being that I'm 35, I feel like I'm gonna be 40, honestly, anytime now. I just notice a lot more on this side than this side, but it really does bother me. So I've been really focusing on that. And in terms of using the Nira Pro, you just power it on. There are 5 different comfort levels. I'm still on 2 just because I don't want to overdo it. If you feel the warmth, then the laser is working, and you essentially just set it on your skin. It beeps, and then you move it kind of overlapping just a little bit, but you're sort of overlapping, if that makes sense. And then that means that a treatment is complete. So a treatment meaning like around one eye, or, one side of your nasolabial folds, whatever that may be for you. And along with the Nira Pro, they also have this hyaluronic acid serum. It only has 4 ingredients, no fragrance, which you guys know I'm not a fan of fragrance in my skincare. This has a really light, airy texture, and it's really nice for firming your skin but also giving you that deep hydration. So this is something else that you can check out as well. Now, Nira is doing an incredible sale right now, which is why they partnered with me today. To celebrate their 4th anniversary, they are offering 20% off all of their products with my code on the screen or link in the description box. You do have to use my code on the screen or link down below to get the 20% off. So I highly recommend checking it out and taking advantage of it. So if you have some trouble areas you want to treat, you can join the Nira 90-day challenge. They do also have a money back guarantee, and you can get the 20% off right now with my code and links down below. So I will link this down below, all of the information about their anniversary sale. Highly recommend checking them out and taking advantage of that discount because that's a huge savings on a brand new product I think you guys are really gonna love. All right, so I've got you zoomed in. The lighting, I'm hoping is okay. I messed around with it quite a bit. If there's something that's a little bit off, just let me know and I'll keep tweaking it. It's always a struggle when you kind of move into a new space and you're trying to set up lighting. At least for me, the settings take me forever, and I've been doing this for how long? Like, it's just really a struggle. Also, I have been dealing with an eye infection, more so in this eye, but really both. I've never had it before, but it's called GPC, giant papillary conjunctivitis. I had been having some irritation when I put my contacts in, so I went to get my eye exam and she said I had quite a bit of irritation, specifically in this eye. Essentially what it is, it's really gross, but it's like bumps on the inside of your eyelid, on your upper eyelid. I feel like this eyelid looks a little puffier, and I'd been getting sort of like migraines over my eye, and I think it was just from the irritation. So I was on some antibiotic eye drops for a couple weeks, and then I went back and I still had irritation. So she put me on steroid drops for, I don't know, like 10 days. And I went back and she said that everything looked better. I'm just kind of like wary about putting a ton of eye makeup on right now. I'm trying to not anger my eyes. So if any of you have dealt with GPC, let me know. I've never dealt with it, but my eye doctor said that a lot of people just this year have been dealing with so many issues they never had before because of the air quality and the pollen and all of that. So I think I'm gonna just go in and do something super, literally super minimal with this Melt palette. This is their Dark Matter palette. Again, since I haven't filmed, I have all these palettes that I could use. So I'm just gonna go in with this shade down here, but I'm just gonna use this in my crease and on my lid. And I want to update on where I've been. It's sort of a long story and I'm trying to figure out how to condense it and also just explain. So I will say that we went to look at a house in March, which is this house. We actually went to a concert like on a Saturday night. Sunday, we got up and we went to look at this house, and I almost didn't look at it because there was a lot that I would want to change to modernize it or make it not as, I guess, like rustic. I was like, you know what? Let me just go look at it. The property looks really beautiful and there was really low inventory, so really wasn't a lot of options. So we went to look at this house and I immediately fell in love with the property. It has a beautiful pond, which I can put some photos and videos in. It's 5 acres. It just feels like you're honestly at an Airbnb in the hills. Like, it's just beautiful. By the way, I'm in Ohio, so not, you know, the hills like California, but you know what I mean. Right after we looked at the house, we went to pick up Millie, and Millie is our rescue dog. So literally like the same day. We went to pick up Millie, we went home, and then the next morning we both woke up and we started feeling sick. We came down with COVID. I've never had it until then, and I got hit hard. After like 3 days, I wanna say, we were prescribed the Paxlovid. So we took that and it helped with our symptoms, but I had a severe allergic reaction that was like mental, to the point where I had to like seek my psychiatrist out, stop taking the Paxlovid, and she said like, you are allergic to antivirals. Like, I would not take those again because truly it scared me. I can't even tell you, like, I was hallucinating. I was like, I will never make it out of this. I thought I was like in this bubble of like, I will never survive this. And it wasn't even like because I physically felt bad. The Paxlovid like did something to me mentally. And I talked to, you know, the pharmacist, and she said, you know, it could be interacting with your antidepressants. I mean, it was a whole thing. So that really threw me off. And I feel like that was like the first domino that fell, right? So I just did not feel well for a while. And then when I finally started feeling better, we went into contract on the house. So we did get chosen. There was a bunch of offers, so we had to like fight for it. If you know, you know. Then we immediately went into like, oh my gosh, we have to get our house ready, right? Because the market was so competitive, we had to give them 45 days possession after we bought the house, which seems a little bit long. Like usually, you know, some people have like 5 days possession or something like that, which I didn't really want to do because I wanted to move in, obviously, but we really didn't have a choice. We had to be like super competitive and flexible. We actually closed on the house and then couldn't move in until 45 days after that, which, I mean, that's like literally a month and a half. It felt like forever. We decided that there were some things we wanted to do to the house that really needed to be done. The floors needed refinished. They had original like pine floors, and they had almost like whitewashed them, and they were like chipping, like nail polish. I'll put some photos up, but I decided, you know what, we really need to refinish these or replace them. And everybody was like, don't pull out real wood, you know, don't pull out real wood to put in laminate. So we did have them refinished. That's where things started really going downhill. So essentially, I have had a nightmare of a time with contractors. And when I say a nightmare, I'm talking a nightmare. Like, I don't know if I'm too nice or if people just get too comfortable with me and they think that they can just do whatever they want. But the first contractor that we had to do the floors told us that it would take, I think he said 7 days to do the floors. So that would, again, back up our move-in date from 45 days to, you know, adding another 7 days on. But we were okay with that. And then a few days to cure before we could like move our stuff in. Okay, so I'm actually gonna leave the eyes there. I'm gonna go in with this new Huda Beauty One Coat Wow mascara. I used this the other day. I liked it, but you have to be careful to not go overboard. It has one of those like spiky applicators. You don't want to do like a bunch of layers because it can get little spidery. Along the way, his crew members, you know, were doing no call, no shows. We were finding alcohol all over the house, like hidden, like somebody was drinking and then just leaving the empty cans. I'm talking like under cabinets in bathrooms, above the fridge cabinets. Like, they also broke one of our doors, literally like day 2. Like, they just jammed a door open, broke the lock on it. So we thought we were gonna have to replace like these super expensive doors. And there was no like, I'm sorry, or I'll fix it, or I'll pay to replace. Like, I wanna say maybe like day 10, we showed up, and the owner, who was, you know, the main contractor, he was at the house alone that day. So I think his crew didn't show up for whatever reason. I don't know. There was a lot of issues with that. And when we got there, he was absolutely hammered. I mean, like swaying, slurring, just completely intoxicated. He looked like he was having a breakdown. Like, I think he was just like, holy crap, there's way more, you know, left to do here, and I can't do it by myself, and his crew wasn't showing up. So, I mean, it was just like dealing with that. And I feel like we're too nice because other people were like, I would have fired him or whatever. But I just felt like worried and like, you know, stressed about it. So that happened, and we really never said anything about it because we were just like, you know what, he was having a bad day. And then when the floors were finished, there was this weird sort of like black marking in between some of the boards downstairs. And we had paid like a lot of money to have these floors refinished. It is not cheap. We were like, what is this black stuff? And of course he's like, let me come look at it. And then he says he's never seen this before. And there was a couple boards that were loose upstairs from sanding. So they were upstairs nailing down some boards. I was at the house with the dogs in the other room. All of a sudden I hear like, it sounded like a bowling ball flying down my staircase. And I was like, oh my God, like I knew immediately something had happened. One of the crew members dropped a like 70-pound sander down the stairs, like literally down the flight of stairs, and it ricocheted off everything, leaving a huge dent in the floor that we just had paid to have refinished, chipped our wall at the bottom of the staircase because it's wood, so it's not drywall. If it would have been drywall, it would have went straight through. Cut all the stairs going down, and I literally was like, oh my God, like the stress, I was just like, so the owner comes in and he's like, I'm so sorry, like we can redo this whole floor. You know, I don't think that it looks the best, like with the black marks and now this damage. And I explained to him, like, I can't do 2 more weeks. Like I haven't been filming, you know, they're sanding. When I say sanding, I'm talking like loud all day long. And I'm like, I can't do this. Essentially, we just decided like, we're done with this. Like, we'll just figure it out ourselves. Like every time they show up, it seems like more problems happen. So we sort of just were like, we're just gonna take the damage and just move on for our sanity. I'm just using a little bit of my Freck moisturizer. We sort of ended with that, and I, again, just so nice that I'm just like, it's okay. Like I feel like I'm constantly trying to like not hurt someone's feelings, and it's like, wait a minute, this is business. And that's the thing, like all of the contractors, like I feel like I get along with people, and like we were laughing and like getting along with the contractors. So it's almost like, did we give off the impression that like they didn't have to be professional? Because I feel like this was like a running thing. So after that, we had our cabinets refaced because they were just super outdated. Well, because the floor guy was so behind and so just like erratic and saying he would be done and then he wasn't done, he pushed back the cabinet guy. So the cabinets were supposed to take 3 days. Well, they did 3 days of work, and then it was July 4th weekend. He just tells me, hey, you know what? We're gonna be off for 5 days for a long week for the holiday, and we'll finish when we get back. Meanwhile, my entire kitchen and dining room was closed off. And when I say closed off, I'm talking taped from ceiling to floor. They had wrapped my fridge without even telling me when I just got groceries. No access to our kitchen for 10 days when it was supposed to take 3 days. Not happy with that because it was just after the saga with the floors. And again, this is very expensive. Like this isn't just like, oh, some guy for a couple $100. Like this is very expensive. And these were contractors that were highly recommended. So I was like, well, what's going on? We finally get the cabinets done. And I was like, okay, like we had just been on like a month-long roller coaster with the floors and the cabinets, plus the 45 days possession, right? So like it's been 2.5 months and we haven't even enjoyed our house. I'm gonna use this Drunk Elephant Be Goldie Bright Drops. I bought this from Sephora. I know they have like the bronzy drops, but I wanted to try it. It looked really pretty. They're like gold on the high points of my face. The texture is very thin, so it gives a really pretty glow. Sort of reminds me texture-wise of the NARS primer, the Radiance one that I really like. I'm just going in with my Hourglass for my T-zone. The pump broke, so you know, we're just improvising here. We thought we were sort of gonna calm down, right? We thought, okay, we're going to just settle in now that we have this stuff done and just sort of regroup because it was just exhausting, like trying to deal with the stress of this. Like literally, you guys, every day it was like something was broken, somebody, you know, threw something down the stairs, somebody was drunk, they weren't showing up, no call, no shows, like just excuses that you're like, is that real? Just for not showing up. It was just very stressful. And then keep in mind, like 3 dogs with open doors, you know, 8 contractors in your house with saws and dust flying. For foundation, I'm just gonna use my L'Oreal Infallible in 415. Oh yeah, that's light. That should work. So I'm taking a shower, and we knew that we wanted to redo the showers. Like, they really needed updated. And that's, again, one of the reasons why I didn't know if I wanted to come look at the house, because I just knew that we were gonna have to do things. We had taken showers for, you know, a few weeks at this point, and Ian comes running upstairs screaming at me to turn the shower off. And I was covered in purple shampoo. I was like, what? Like, I turned the shower off, and he let me know that the tub was leaking and the bathroom is right above our kitchen. After all of this drama and all these things that we just had done that took forever, and all the headache and all the stress, meanwhile getting our house ready to sell too, the shower is now leaking. The way that the tub is set up, there was no access door. So you couldn't just like check the plumbing. You literally had to cut through the ceiling underneath, which was like wood paneling. And we were like, no, we're not cutting through that. Or you had to cut through the drywall behind the tub. All right, next I wanna try this new Tower 28 concealer. They sent over a couple shades. This is the shade 31. This is their serum concealer. So I'm interested to test this out. I'm trying to focus on the story more so, not be as in-depth as I usually am with my first impressions. So we had a couple plumbers come out to look at the tub. They both said that it needed to be replaced. The quotes that we were getting to replace just a tub, right? Like an old school, you know, nothing fancy tub, $8,000 to $12,000. And I was like, for a tub replacement, that just seemed crazy to me. Okay, so this is what the Tower 28 looks like. I would say it is a low medium coverage. Feels really thin. It has a radiance to it, but it's not like glittery or anything like that. I do think the shade is a little bit dark for what my tan is right now. I feel like I have a Winnie hair. Literally, they follow me everywhere. It's like in my nose. But overall, I think it's really nice upon first impression. So I'm gonna go in next with this BabsBeauty. This is the cream contour and bronzer duo in Toastin. So I'm just gonna go in with the cream side to start. I ended up contacting a few places about like bathroom remodel, because my thought was, if they're gonna charge me 8 to 12 just to replace a tub, I might as well just, you know, redo the bathroom, replace the tub, but also the fixtures, tile on the floor, tile around the tub, like the whole shebang, right? I reached out to a few places, again, that had A+ Better Business Bureau, like 5-star reviews on Google, Angie's List. I had a guy that said that he was wrapped up in really big remodels. Like, he said $50,000 to $100,000 bathroom remodels. And I'm like, in Ohio? Like, what? Okay. He said that his tile guys in between do smaller jobs that are, you know, like $5,000 or something like that. And I was like, oh, okay. He said, let me get you a quote. Okay, so I feel like that give was really beautiful. Like, I really like the tone on that, and it blended really easily. I do want to go in with this though. I bought this and I haven't even tried it yet. This is the Tower 28 in Dream Hour. It's a gorgeous pink. I literally, you guys, I don't even have a sink. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. We're getting to this part. I do not even have a sink in any bathroom. I do not have a sink. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going all the way downstairs to wet a beauty blender. We're gonna use a brush. That's why I'm not using a beauty blender. So he gave me the quote, and overall for labor, I was like, you know what, seems fair. I said, well, okay, I have these other things that I wanna do too. We wanna build a dog wash for the dogs, because trying to carry the dogs up the stairs by myself, this is gorgeous, by the way. Having a dog wash in the mudroom downstairs, I feel like would be super nice. And then also to redo our master, because we know we wanna do that. I was like, you know what, that sounds good. He was like, well, we've just had a little change in plans. And he said that one of their jobs got pushed back. So they would give me, I forget what it was, like a grand off or something, like the big, you know, quote, if they could start in 2 days. And I was like, what? I was not prepared at all. Okay, so I'm going to set my face before I go on with this story. And I feel like I was thinking to myself, how am I gonna explain this story? And truly, you guys, unless you were like in the trenches, I can't explain the circus that everything has been. I'm also gonna go in with my Dior powder to set the cream products. So essentially he said, you know, if we can start in 2 days, we'll give you, I don't know, $1,000 off, which it really wasn't about that, but it was about like a fair price, right? Because, you know, you're calling places and they're literally saying $10,000 for a tub. And I'm like, what? I'm gonna grab a little bit of the powder side in this bronzer, but I'm just gonna try to keep it further back. We talked to the owner and he told us that if there was any way that we could like move out or go without a shower for like, I think what did he say? 16 days. And I was like, oh, like, I was just so stressed because I was like, I really need to get back to work. Like, I really want to get settled, but you know, we can't use this bathroom upstairs because the plumbing, we don't know what's wrong. We need to replace it. And it just felt like one thing after another, right? Let's just do it. 16 days, we can do it. So we're in contract on our other house to sell. Let's just go back to our other home that was empty at this time. And let's just stay there for 2 weeks, let them do their thing, get it done, move on. Like that was what we were thinking. So that is basically what we did. We literally just took a air mattress, bag of clothes, the dogs, the dog food, the dog toys, and we took one TV and we just literally like propped it up because the house was literally empty. And we were like, we're just gonna make this work. It's better than being in a house with no shower, anything, with a bunch of contractors, the dogs barking, like it's just super stressful. I also wanna try out this highlighter from BabsBeauty. It looks like the Physicians Formula. I purchased these a while ago and then they did send them in PR. They ended up sending them after I bought them. I wanna try this out. Okay, so it feels pretty subtle, or it looks subtle, which I'm not mad about because I feel like lately I'm really not wearing highlighter. I'm not really wearing makeup, but I don't know if I'm into like the crazy highlighter as much as I used to be. I think it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty natural. I don't know if I would say like go spend the money on it, but I think it's pretty. I really like the bronzer duo though. I also feel like I need more blush, so I'm just going to add a little bit more. This is so pretty. They start work, we move into our previous house. Things seem to be going well. They're showing up every day, which that's literally so sad. The bar is on the floor. For lips, I have a lot of lip liners. Some of them I can't find right now, but I'm gonna go in with this Lawless. This is a new shade in Nude Honey. For lipstick, I have a few options, but I think I'm gonna use this Lunar Beauty in Milk Tea. I really love the lip liner, but I think it's in my purse. Just because I haven't filmed, I've been using some stuff and it's not in my studio. And since I am pretty fair right now, I'm gonna go in with Lawless Platinum. These are new shades. They're very light. Well, not all of them, but some of them are, so they're really nice to lighten up, just like that. Just to lighten it up a little bit. And then to finish off, I have this LYS Beauty. This is the Skin Loyalty Blur Mattify and Setting Spray. Ooh, it has a good mister. Very light scent. Ooh, really good mister. Very, very fine, but also direct. So you don't have to spray like a million sprays. It looks pretty though. I don't feel like I look like flat or dry. Anyways, to continue on with the story, I feel like it's just so long-winded, but essentially they did the demolition and they were moving pretty slow, showing up at like 11 a.m. every day when he told me he'd be here at 8. I was like, hey, I really need this to be done. I went to a concert on Saturday. I actually went to see Hardy and Morgan Wallen. I had bought those tickets a long time ago. He sold out. He actually sold out Ohio Stadium 2 nights in a row, 70,000 people each night, like crazy. So we went to see him. So I didn't go to the house on Saturday because pretty much every day I was going back and forth from our old house to the new house to kind of check in. And I didn't go on Saturday. Well, they did some like finishing cuts in one of the bathrooms. They grouted it. And then they also put the shower floor tile down. So we show up on Sunday, go upstairs, and I was appalled at the grout. Whatever they had done on Saturday, basically half-assed it. It looked so bad. And then I like started looking at all the corner cuts that they had done that day. So they had done like a bunch of corner cuts, like in the closet, the step, the back by the toilet, and then grouted it immediately, which I don't even think you're supposed to do. I think you're supposed to like let it sit. So I immediately started like freaking out because I'm like, what have they been doing this whole time? I'm like, these guys are supposed to be professionals. It looked so bad. So I immediately call the boss and I'm like, this is not professional work. Like, this is unacceptable. Like, we're talking about putting tiles down that are crooked and just leaving them. No spacers, no adjusting them. Grout lines would be like thick, and then the next one would be literally like pencil thin. And his response was, oh, I'm sorry and shocked to hear that. I haven't had that experience, you know, with this tile contractor. Just talk to him and see if, you know, maybe some things need to be redone. And I like freaked out and I was like, I have no more time. Like, I need to get back to my life, my job. I have had contractors in my house literally for like 2.5, 3 months, and they have all done something where they broke stuff, no call, no showed, drunk, inconvenienced me in crazy ways that they didn't say would happen. Like, it's just been horrible. So just a few days ago, I actually ended up firing him. We agreed on a number that honestly now I'm like, I think it was just even too nice of me, because I just feel like I always feel bad for people, but literally we now have to demo and completely redo the one bathroom. We just got toilets set that my husband and his dad did because they never set toilets. We have to finish the master. I'm losing like $2,000 in tile, maybe more. All the time I've lost. I'm telling you, if I have one piece of advice to you, if you can do it yourself, do it yourself. Like, contractors, I don't know if it's just here, but when I was like looking it up on Google and stuff, like, it seems to be the norm. Like, they just don't show up. They're not reliable. They don't take responsibility. They trash your house. Like, and I'm not saying all contractors, but it has been just one thing after another. And I'm like scarred for life. Like, I'm like, no, we'll figure it out. Like, I'll lay the tile myself, because it's like criminal. They like promise you the world and then screw you over once your house is completely demoed. So we still have no washer and dryer. We slept on an air mattress for weeks. We just got back into the house, into our bed last night or the night before, but there's literally dust all over the house. We keep cleaning, like, because they just left. They got their tools and left. That is like one facet of what's been going on, but it's been dragging on and dragging on and dragging on. Also, my eye infection was really bad, and my doctor told me probably all the demo and the dust caused that or contributed to it. All I can say is I have not even felt like myself. Like, I have not like done my hair, my makeup. I haven't even been watching YouTube videos. I haven't had time. Ian and I, honest to God, like, we are best friends and we laugh and we get along. This has been so stressful that we were like fighting to the point of like, can we salvage this? Like, my marriage for the first time was really like, I don't know if we can make it through this, because the amount of pressure and stress was unbearable. I should be working, and I've been sacrificing everything for this house because I felt like I needed to step up and get it done. And I just feel like such a failure. And it's like I look back on the last few months and I'm like, how did that even happen? And then when I remember the timeline, it's like, oh yeah, this turned into this, turned into this, turned into this. Like it literally just snowballed. It was a really hard lesson that I'm gonna have to learn. Yeah, I don't even know what happened. I feel like I just have been like, honestly, I told my mom, and like every day, you know, my parents were like talking to me and they knew like more in depth about what's going on, but I felt like I was literally tied to the back of a semi truck and just drugged down the highway for 3 months, 4 months. Like I was literally like sick to my stomach in my house. Like I couldn't eat. I was shaking. My heart was racing. Like there was just so many times when I was like, I'm going to freak out. I was like having panic attacks. You know, me and Ian were fighting. You know, it was just really, really stressful. So I didn't want to come back and do a video until the dust had settled and I knew that the contractors were literally out of my house and I just have to like reset. I feel so bad because I missed you guys, but I wasn't even myself. Like I didn't even care about makeup. I didn't care about anything. I was like in survival mode. Like I didn't watch TV. I was just like trying to literally survive the day every day. All right, guys. So I think that's all I'm going to say today. I didn't want to promise videos or, you know, just do one video and then disappear again. If you notice, I haven't been posting on any of my socials like TikTok, Instagram, nothing, because I just truly haven't had the time or mental capacity to do so. I just want to say thank you for all of your messages, comments. I have been seeing them and I've been feeling so guilty because I just have been absent and I'm just sorry for that. I don't know if I can recall a time that I've struggled this bad, like with like a long period of time that I'm like, whoa, like what happened? It feels like it just snowballed and I'm hoping that we're just over it. We're doing everything ourselves. We're gonna go at a slow pace, fix what needs to be fixed, finish what needs to be finished, and then I'm done. Like I can finally enjoy my house. And I'm excited to share things with you guys about my house. I was until the chaos started. But it's gonna be beautiful. It is beautiful. I mean, the property's gorgeous. We just have things that we wanna update and that's just more like aesthetic. That's why I've been gone. I'm sorry that I haven't been here, but I'm ready to get back into it. I have a ton of new stuff to try. I've been buying a bunch of stuff from Sephora and I'm excited to try it. There were some things I really liked today. So hopefully we'll be back to 2 videos a week, maybe 3 depending if I feel good. Thank you guys for sticking with me. I hope that this explained maybe a little bit. You're probably like, what girl? And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I explained it the best I could, but I will link the Nira Pro down below and my code and link to get 20% off. So definitely take advantage of that. I will link everything else down below that I tried today, even though it really wasn't the focal point of the video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. Let me know what you want to see next. I did just purchase the Natasha palette. It looks absolutely stunning. So when that comes in, we'll do a video on that as well. I appreciate you guys watching my videos and just all the love you guys show me, and I miss you guys. Can't wait to chat in the comments. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.